lesson my daughter learned at school that still haunts me. My daughter Emma's 9, 4th grade, sweet, curious, dramatic for no reason. One afternoon, she drops her backpack, walks into the kitchen, and says very calmly, "Mom, humans swallow 8 spiders a year in their sleep." I almost dropped my coffee. I laughed. "No, we don't." She crosses her arms. "Yes, we do. Ms. Reynolds told us, and she showed us a picture." A picture, of course. Emma starts explaining like a documentary narrator. "That's why spiders aren't scared of mouths. They know it's warm." I said, "Baby, that's a myth. It's not true. There's zero evidence." She looks genuinely offended. "So my teacher lied?" I told her gently. "Sometimes teachers repeat things that aren't accurate." She shakes her head. "Ms. Reynolds said it's a fact, and she said Mom's Googled too much." That night, Emma wouldn't sleep. She kept her mouth shut tight. Woke up crying because she said she felt something crawl on her lip. I had to sit on her bed and promise her spiders weren't planning a midnight buffet. The next morning, I emailed the school asking if I could help with their upcoming Science Awareness Day. I'm an environmental health inspector. Bugs, pests, infestations, that's literally my job. Ms. Reynolds replied enthusiastically. She loved the idea. When I walked into that classroom, 20 kids stared at me like I was a guest speaker on a crime show. Emma smiled nervously. I started simple. "Who here learned that people swallow spiders in their sleep?" Every hand went up. Ms. Reynolds nodded proudly. I pulled up studies on my tablet. No confirmed cases, no recorded evidence. Spiders avoid vibration, breath, and movement. Your mouth is basically a horror movie to them. Kids started whispering. One kid asked, "Then why do people say it?" I said, "Because someone made it up in the 90s to prove how fast misinformation spreads." Ms. Reynolds' smile disappeared. She jumped in quickly. "Well, even if it's not proven, it helps kids respect nature." I paused. By traumatizing them, the room went quiet. After the presentation, Ms. Reynolds asked me to step outside. She whispered angrily, "You embarrassed me in front of my class." I said calmly, "My daughter hasn't slept in 2 nights because she thinks spiders are climbing into her mouth." She snapped back, "Well, fear helps kids remember lessons." That's when I knew we had a problem. The next day, Emma came home silent. Wouldn't eat, wouldn't talk. Later that night, she handed me a quiz. Big red F. Question 1. Why do humans swallow spiders in their sleep? Emma wrote, "They don't. It's a myth." Marked wrong. She cried herself to sleep that night, whispering, "I should have just written what she wanted." The next morning, I went straight to the principal. Brought studies, medical journals, official pest control research. The principal called Ms. Reynolds in. When asked why she marked the answer wrong, she said, "I don't like parents confusing children with advanced information." That's when the principal said something that made the room go silent. "Ms. Reynolds, 3 parents have complained this week. Not about spiders," he turned to me. "About fear." Apparently, Emma wasn't the only one. Kids refusing to sleep. Kids taping their mouths shut. One child had to be picked up early after a panic attack. The school launched a review. 2 weeks later, Ms. Reynolds was removed from the classroom pending retraining. But here's the shocking part. That night, Emma asked me quietly, "Mom, did Ms. Reynolds know it wasn't true?" I said, "I don't know, baby." She nodded slowly and said, "She told us once that scared kids listen better." That sentence still haunts me.